Welcome back to Wealthy Mentor Trading, guys. Today is August the 8th, 2021. And today I'm going to be looking at the S&P 500, where we left off on Friday, and what my targets are going into this week. We did have a pretty bullish week, and we are going to be speaking about our secondary names on our watch list. Names like Nvidia, Tesla, Facebook, AMD, Square, Moderna, Monster Week, ZI, which is at all-time highs, and AMC, which is reporting earnings tomorrow. Okay. With that being said, I do have the chart of the S&P 500 open here. As you guys can see here, we did leave off pretty bullish on Friday, hitting all-time highs at that 44.40 mark. So going into tomorrow, I am looking to see if we break above that 44.40 mark for a potential test at psychological resistance at 44.50. I also do have higher targets at 44.60, so I am looking to see if those targets hit. Now to the downside, 44.30 has been clear resistance previously, and you guys know resistance now turns to support to the downside. So I am looking to see if that holds. If that doesn't hold, we're going to probably be stuck into this channel right here where we broke out from that 44.30 mark to that 4400 psychological support. So if we do see 44.30 break, look for 44.10 and 4400 to hold respectively. As I said, we did have a strong week here. We opened up the market around this area right here, and we did push above that 4400 line, which was bullish for me. I did want to see us stay above that. We did trend higher, and right now, still bullish on the market, and the trend is your friend right now. Until we see clear weakness, I am bullish on the S&P 500 and the market overall. Now, before we get started, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And if you do want a stock review the next week's stream, just hit me up below in the comment section. And if you do want to join our Discord channel, which we did have an amazing week last week, members hitting above $25,000 combined, new members just starting with us. So if you are interested in joining our Discord channel, we do have the link in the description. Click that and it should take you straight to it. If you have any questions or you want to get a hold of me, just hit me up on IG, Wealthy Mentor Trading, and it can get you sorted out right away. Okay. Okay. First name on the docket today that I'm going to be looking at that caught my eye is NVDA, Nvidia. And Nvidia is important to me because we finally broke over that $200 psychological resistance. We did have a lot of chop action and a lot of sway back and forth, whipsaw action, as I like to call it. So going into tomorrow, I do have 206 as clear resistance. I do want to see that break. Above that, we do have 209.5 and 215 respectively. Overall, I'm kind of neutral on Nvidia just because it did have a stock split, and stocks that do split do tend to have weird price action after that. However, a break above that $200 line really made me bullish, along with analyst upgrades coming out and having targets of 230, 240 plus. So I am going to be looking at Nvidia going into next week. We also had a strong push by the semiconductor sector, SMH. So as long as SMH pushes, look for Nvidia to also push higher as well. So going into tomorrow, 206.50, 207 is a key level for me. Above that, like I said, 209 and 215 are key targets to the upside that I want to take profit at. Now, support is at 200, and I expect that to hold. However, things do get broken, and to the downside, if we do see that break, 195 and 190 are clear support lines. 190 held here pretty well. As you guys can see here, we did have some price action back on the 21st of July and the 27th. So if we do see some market weakness, look for that 190 to hold. Okay, that is Nvidia on the hourly time frame, and keep that on your watch list going into tomorrow. Another name that I spoke about last week that finally did see a breakout, and that was Tesla. Tesla, guys, finally broke above that $200 resistance, and we did push all the way up to that 226 line. Going into next week, I am looking to see if we can get back above 200. We did have 700. We did have some market weakness towards the end. So 700, again, is one of those lines that has to be breached. So if we do see a break above that, look for retests at 710, 720 respectively, where this is clear resistance right here. So 710 and 720 are one of those areas that I want to trade up to, scalp trades. But if you are a safer trader, look for that 720 line to break for potential tests at 730 and 740 respectively. Currently, I am neutral on Tesla. I would like to see us get back above that $700 line. And if we do, like I said, I am looking for those retests. And if we do break above that 720 line, look for a push for that 730. Now, to the downside, if we do have an off week, the thing remains here, that 682 support, right? I do want to see that hold. It was the breakout point right here for finally us hitting that $726. So 682, 681, I want to see that hold. If that does break, we do have next resistance at that 665 line and that $650 line, okay? I am neutral on Tesla. However, if we do get above that 700, I'm all for it, okay? So that is Tesla on the hourly time frame. Another name that caught my eye, Facebook. FB is the ticker. And Facebook is relevant to me because we did have a nice bounce at that $350, $347 line. And we do have all-time highs not too far away at 377. Closing Friday session bullish, just below that 365 resistance. Going into tomorrow, I do want to see 365 break. 365 break, you can almost potentially look at that 377 all-time high retest, okay? I do have 370 and 374 overhead resistance, so those are my two targets to the profit zone. Now, to the downside, 360 is key for me. It did push above it here, right here, which was the breakout point, and it was strong resistance here, which now turns support if we do see some weakness. So 360 is key for me. Now, if that breaks, that would be my first indicator. And my second indicator would be that 358 to 356 zone. Now, if those two levels right here break, I am looking at short positions at 353 and 370 respectively. So overall, I am pretty bullish on Facebook. I do want to see that 365 break because I do believe if we do see a break above that, we can potentially test those all-time highs at that 374 to 377 zone. Okay, that is my views on Facebook, and I would like to see how it opens up tomorrow. You know, if we do see some bullish action, we also do see QQQ, the tech sector pushing. Look for Facebook to also make that push as well. Another name where we killed it on our Discord group at Wealthy Mentor Trading was AMD. Man, this thing was a rocket last week, and it definitely exceeded my expectations. Guys, we did push all the way up to that 122.5 resistance. We did have analyst upgrades at that line. So overall, sometimes those analyst upgrades are pretty bullish and they don't come to fruition, but we did see that last week. So going into tomorrow, I am looking at that 115 area. For me, that would be the optimal entry point. However, it should strike your eye and catch your attention if we do break that 112 area. So above that 112 area, you could potentially scalp to 115. However, if you do want a safer entry, 115, a break above that, I am looking at that 119 and 122.5, where obviously that is all-time high. So I am looking for a retest of that. Now to the downside, we did close Friday's session on some weakness at that 110, 109. If 109 does break, I am looking at key support at 107 and 105.5, as we did have a bull flag here, a breakout, a bull flag here, and a breakout, a bull flag here, and another breakout. So at that bull flag right here, I am looking to see if that holds at that 109 to 107 mark. It is key for me. Also, it was resistance right here where we couldn't break it. So old resistance turns support, 107. Watch that zone, okay? Still bullish on AMD. I am looking for that 115 to break, to be honest with you. As long as SMH continues to push, AMD and Nvidia are your best friends going into tomorrow. Another name which made a great move higher and also touched all-time highs was Square. Now, Square had a pretty bullish candlestick right here, popping all the way to that 280 mark. Now, Square does tend to run with Bitcoin, and as you guys know, Bitcoin is above that $40,000 mark, and it did have a nice push over the weekend. So going into tomorrow, I am looking to see if there's any correlations with that, right? Not just Square, I'm also looking at secondary names like miners like Mara and Riot. Those names have a potential to really push tomorrow and next week, as long as Bitcoin continues to push as well. So what does it have to do to square? All-time highs, right? I am looking at that 280 mark. If that mark breaks, 285 and 290 are your targets. Above 290, guys, I do have bullish targets at that $300 psychological resistance and 305 as pretty bullish targets. Now to the downside, 274 is key support. It was the breakout point right here for all-time highs. I am looking to see if that holds. Below that, 265 is my second support line. If that breaks, I am looking at shorts to 260, 255, and potentially even if we do see some market weakness or a Bitcoin sell-off, look for 237 to be one of those support lines that could potentially touch if we do see some major weakness on Square. But overall, I am bullish. 280 is your best friend going into tomorrow. Okay. Another name, again, this name, we pretty much killed it. I think we had a member here that made around $11,000 on one of the option trades, and big shout out to him. And really proud of the guys on the group, really killing it, especially on their first week trading with, the Discord group at Wealthy Mentor Trading. And one of the names that everyone capitalized on was Moderna, MRNA, big volume on Moderna, guys. And we did close Friday session just below that 420 resistance. Going into tomorrow, a break above 420. I am looking at 430 as my first take profit zone. We did have multiple rejections over here. So guys, I always suggest you take profits, lock in those profits. And if you see convincing volume break another resistance line like that 430 line, that would be a great entry point again for a potential push and test at all-time highs at that 444 line. Now, if we do break that, I do have bullish targets of 450 psychological and 460. Now, to the downside, obviously, I am looking at that $400 line. Below that, if that breaks, 390 is your next best friend. We did have a breakout point at that 390 mark, creating that nice bull flag. So 400 breaks, your target number one is 390. And if we do see continued weakness, look for 380 as your next support zone, because we did wick all the way down here before buyers stepped in. Pretty bullish on Moderna, guys, and I am looking for a break above that 420. Excited for that name going into tomorrow and overall next week. Another name that struck my attention was ZI. This is one of our swing trading names at Wealthy Mentor Trading. And here we are on ZI. We did have clear resistance at that $60 line. We did have a fake out right here and a pushback down at that $58 line. But we did close Friday session pretty bullish, hitting that 67.5. So going into tomorrow, 68 is clear resistance. It is above that all-time highs. I am looking at $70. Why? It's a nice round number. Stocks tend to move in round numbers and respect those areas. That would be my first take profit target. And my next take profit target is that 74 line. Now, obviously, if we get rejected at 68, I do see big support at that $60 zone. Why? It was the breakout point, and why it is clear resistance right here. So resistance turns support, $60 must hold. If that doesn't hold, 57.5 is your best friend. Target number one to the downside, puts for $54, which was a nice support zone over here where we did catapult all the way to those all-time highs. Okay, that is ZI, one of our swing trading names, IPO swing trading names at our group. Another name that's pretty interesting, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys looking to see these earnings on this name, and that's AMC. Now, AMC was supposed to report on Friday, I believe, but it did get pushed back, and it is reporting tomorrow. Well, I can tell you the magical number for me is that $40 line. However, if you are a scalp trader, swing trader, someone willing to capitalize on zones, tomorrow 36.5 is key for me. A break above that, I am looking at 39.5. Let's just call it $40 resistance. And if we break above that and we have great earnings, look for that $42 to $45 line. Guys, I know these targets are very high up, but this stock is extremely volatile, and especially when buyers step in, this thing can make 20, 30% moves instantly. within the day. So first confirmation, I am looking to see if that $33 breaks right here. As you guys know, we just did close exactly at that line. So above that, my entry point would be that 36.5 area, just because I want to be safe and I don't want to get stopped out. We did have a rejection right here at 34.5. So 36.5 would be key for me for profit taking at 39.5 and 42.5. Now to the downside, we do have strong support here at that 28.42 line. So all hell can break loose if we do lose that area right here for potential push down to 26.5 and $24. I am going to switch over here to the daily time frame to give you guys a better outlook. And, I mean, it's tough. It's a significant pullback from all-time highs. But guys, honestly, that 28.50 line, if we do bomb on earnings and for whatever reason we can't hold that, you're really looking to see if we can push all the way back down to that $15 to $18 line. Hopefully not, but we did have a doji candle here, which does signify, a reversal. So we did bounce on that over here. So I am looking to see if that $36 line breaks. But overall, my key targets were above that $40 line because I do want to see the staircase pattern break, right? We had a high right here, a next high right here. And to negate all this, I do want to see at least a break above that $40 line. And, if it's really nice, 45 would be amazing, right? So wait and see on AMC. Look to see if those earnings do actually come to fruition. And if we do have great numbers, I know this stock is highly manipulated. So maybe, you know what? Maybe earnings don't even do anything. So it's just one of those things if you are a shareholder, continue to hold. I'm holding personally myself. And, it's an exciting time on names like this, AMC. All right, guys, those are the names that I want to discuss. And just to give you guys a quick recap, Nvidia, continued move. I am looking for a break above that 207 line. We did go above 200 psychological. That was important. Tesla, we did close just below 700, but we did push to 720. I am looking for retests of those lines. Facebook, 365 is key for me. A break above that, potential all-time highs. AMD, tough, strong, weak, big time volume. 115 resistance, a break above that is important. Square, we did make all-time highs. Look for Bitcoin correlations for that continue move higher. Moderna, what can you say? 420 resistance is that key line for me. And ZI, we did have a break above 60, so keep that in mind. And as I discussed right here on AMC earnings tomorrow. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and head over to our Wealthy Mentor Trading. Just click the link in the description, see what we have to offer. And if you want to join, just hit me up and I'll get you going. All right. Thanks, guys, and see you next week.